Mastering IT services. Services are recklessly deployed into production without proper assessment, testing, and strategy, disrupting the business. Which IT service release processes and procedures are in place to ensure that new or changed services are properly assessed, built, tested, and deployed into production, and what specific release management processes are followed to minimize disruption to the business and ensure a smooth transition. Our organization has established a comprehensive release management process to ensure that new or changed services are properly assessed, built, tested, and deployed into production. The following processes and procedures are in place to minimize disruption to the business and ensure a smooth transition. Release planning. A release plan is created for each new or changed service, outlining the scope, timeline, resources, and stakeholders involved. The release plan is reviewed and approved by the Change Advisory Board, CAB, to ensure that the release is aligned with business objectives and does not conflict with other changes. Release assessment. A thorough assessment is conducted to identify potential risks, impacts, and dependencies associated with the release. The assessment includes a review of the service design, architecture, and technical requirements to ensure that they meet business and technical standards. Build and test. The build process involves the creation of the new or changed service, including the development of software code, configuration of infrastructure, and preparation of documentation. A comprehensive testing strategy is developed to ensure that the release is thoroughly tested, including unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and user acceptance testing, UAT. Testing is conducted in a controlled environment to identify and fix defects before deployment into production. Release deployment. A deployment plan is created, outlining the steps required to deploy the release into production, including scheduling, resources, and rollback plans. The deployment plan is reviewed and approved by the CAB to ensure that it meets business and technical requirements. The release is deployed into production, and post-deployment testing is conducted to ensure that the service is functioning as expected. Release management processes. Change management. The release is assessed and approved by the CAB to ensure that it meets business and technical requirements. Configuration management. The release is tracked and recorded in the Configuration Management System, CMS, to ensure that changes are accurately documented and tracked. Problem management. Any incidents or issues related to the release are quickly identified and resolved through the problem management process. Service level management. Service level agreements, SLAs, are established to define the expected service quality and performance metrics for the new or changed service. Minimizing disruption to the business. Backout plan. A backout plan is developed to ensure that the release can be rolled back to a previous version if issues arise during deployment. Phased deployment. The release is deployed in phases to minimize disruption to the business, allowing for incremental rollout and quick identification of any issues. Communication plan. A communication plan is developed to inform stakeholders of the release, including the business, customers, and end users. Training and documentation. Training and documentation are provided to ensure that stakeholders understand the new or changed service and how to use it effectively. Continuous improvement. Post-implementation review, PIR. A PIR is conducted after the release to identify lessons learned, areas for improvement, and to document best practices. Service reporting. Regular service reports are generated to track service performance and identify areas for improvement. Process improvement. The release management process is regularly reviewed and updated to ensure that it remains effective and efficient. By following these release management processes and procedures, our organization ensures that new or changed services are properly assessed, built, tested, and deployed into production, minimizing disruption to the business and ensuring a smooth transition.